Hello students, Assalamu alaikum. This is your grade 6 English literature subject, and this is the book of your grade 6 English literature novel. The You can see the name The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. It is written by Mark Twain, okay, and it is the book of grade 6. You can see The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. ठीक है. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain. These are the contents of your book: Huck, Finn, and Tom Sawyer, Huck and Pap, Huck's Escape, Huck and Jim on the Raft, etc. Okay, now I am going to start the introduction of this book. Okay, in the introduction of this book, in the Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, Mark Twain tells the story of a boy's journey down the Mississippi River with his friend Jim. Huckleberry Finn is uncivilized. He likes to live freely, sleeping in the woods and doing as he pleases. He seldom goes to school. Huck's knowledge comes from living, not from books. Okay. In the Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, Mark Twain is telling the story of a boy journey along with the Mississippi River with his friend. Huckleberry Finn was uncivilized boy. He likes to live free and he likes to sleeping in the woods. The knowledge he has, he did not get from any school. He got all his knowledge from the life. Jim is a runaway slave like Huck. He is uneducated, but he is good and kind. Together, they share many exciting adventures. They also meet a duke from England and a king from France. Quickly Huck quickly realizes these clever men are liars and cheats. Can he trick them to protect his friend? Jim was Huck's friend, and he was a slave, and he ran away from his owner. Like Huck, the Jim was uneducated and he was uncivilized. And he was uncivilized like Huck, but the Jim was very kind and a good person. Okay. Mark Twain was writing of the America for his childhood. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn is set in the southern state in 1840s. At that time, black people in the South were slaves. They were not free. White people owned the slaves, buying and selling them like land or other property. In the story, Jim has broken the law by running away from his owner, who wants to sell him. If Jim is sold, he will never see his family, who are also slaves, again. Mark Twain was writing for the America of since his childhood. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn is set in the southern states in 1840s. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn was started in 1840s in the southern states. And who was Jim? Jim was the slave, and he broke the rule and he ran away from his owner, because at that time in southern America the white people the white people made slaves to the black people, and the black people became slaves. And the black people became slaves, and these black peoples are buying and selling like the land or the other property. That is why Jim ran away from his that is why Jim ran away from his owner. Ran away from his owner and and if he did not run, he could not meet with his family, who were also slaves. Huck is a runaway too. He is running away from his cruel father who beats him badly. With the law chasing Jim, the two friends plan to float along the river into the northern states. There they will both be free, and Jim can earn money to buy freedom for his wife and children. Hearn was also run away from his father. Huck's father Huck was also run away from his father. Huck's father was very cruel and brutal, and he beats Huck very badly. That is why Huck was run away from him, and he became the friend of Jim. Huck and Jim. Huck and Jim had a plan that they will float along with the river, and they will move towards the northern side of America. Northern side of America. That is why Huck and Jim move run away from their city. That is why Huck and Jim run away from their city. And Jim wanted to earn the money to get freedom for his wife and children. By helping Jim escape, Huck is also breaking the law. The wild boy and the slave are not part of respectable society, but Huck discovers that the law of polite society are not right. He learns to respect his own judgment. As they face danger together, Huck and Jim become faithful friends. By helping Jim escape, Huck also break the law. The wild boy and the slave are not the part of a good society, but Huck discover the another law who fulfill their judgment and respect the Huck's wishes. And finally, Huck and Jim became a good and faithful friends. Who was the now we discuss about Mark Twain. Mark Twain was born Samuel Langhorne Saliments in Florida, Missouri, USA in 1835. Mark Twain was born in 1835 in USA. He grew up in nearby Hannibal, a small town on the Mississippi River. He came from a rich family, but he was sent out to work at the age of 12 after his father's death. Mark Twain belongs to the rich family, but when he was reached at the age of 12, he has to send out for earning money because of his father's death. He worked at a printer for a while, but he preferred action and travel. In starting, the Mark Twain worked at a printer, but he likes to do actions and traveling. As a young man, he worked as a steamboat pilot. He used his experiences of this time in his stories. He also gained his pen name Mark Twain from working on the boats. If the water 2 fathoms deep, according to a mark on a rope, it means it was deep enough for a steamboat, and the pilot would call out Mark Twain. The Mark Twain got his name from his pen name Mark Twain, and in the starting, the Mark Twain worked as a steamboat pilot. Twain was born when Halley's comet appeared in the sky. He always said that he thought he would go out with the comet just as he had come in with it. He was right. He died in 1910 when Halley's comet appeared the next time. In 75 years later, Jim was born when Halley's comet appeared, and he had a wish. He wanted to die when the Halley's comet appeared next, and his wish fulfilled. And he really died when Halley's comet appeared next after 75 years.